Well, we got both sprint cars out. Carly's has already got some work done to it, but mine, I gotta take it apart and get it all cleaned up. Welcome back to today's vlog. Man, we had so much fun over our Memorial Day weekend at the Cottage Grove Speedway for 2 nights of racing, and it's always a blast when Carly and I both get to compete against each other on the track in the sprint car. So it's Tuesday when I'm filming this wash day video. So much is going to be happening today as we clean the race cars, and we also did some work in the shop on Monday, Memorial Day, because Carly unfortunately had a motor let go during her heat race at Cottage Grove. And first thing, once she got it unloaded, she wanted to take it apart, clean the engine, and then pull it out of the race car.
Spark plug. Well, you guys should be clear.
So they hoisted the engine out, and we knew immediately once Carly got back to the pit area that she lost an engine because we were trying to turn the engine over. We were backing it down. We even took all the plugs out, and it was just locked up. So it was just not very happy, and our whole team was just frustrated because the engine that was in Carly's car was our limited engine that we had just got back. That was only technically the second night on the motor. And we had a couple of issues on night number 1, got them all fixed up. We thought we were in the clear, and then to start night number 2, Carly qualified well, 4th quick out of 16 or 17 limited sprints, but then went out there in the heat race, was running 3rd or 4th, and you guys saw she flew off the racetrack, was able to save the race car, but the engine blew up and ended her night. So my dad immediately, once we got back here yesterday, we had some family come over. I got to see my grandma and grandpa. That was awesome to hang out with them. We swam in our pool, but once those guys left, we came back down here to the race shop, and since the engine was out of the car, my dad took off the valve covers. He also took off the pan at the bottom because we wanted to check out and see and diagnose possibly what the problem is. My dad and I are not engine builders ourselves, so let's rewind about 18 hours from the time that I'm shooting this video. My dad and I were in the race shop, and we just wanted to go through and see if we could get some more information on possibly just what exactly went wrong under the hood of the 22C.
There was metal here. That's the one right there. See, it's broken. See, Tanner, look at these. See, you have these little push rods. There's not even a push rod there. Push rod's clearly gone.
So it is number 6 though, it's not, because we thought it might be 4 or 7. For anyone that doesn't know what we mean when we say number 6, when we kind of go through, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that would make number 6 was where the problem was at. So Dad just pulled off the valve cover on the other side, and it looks like there's also a problem.
5.
So 5 and 6.
5 and 6.
Kind of see what he's talking about. Same as the other side. See these? Well, originally we thought it was maybe 4 or 7 because of the problems we had earlier in the weekend. And then we thought number 6 just because, you know, directly below that number is where there was a dent in the pan. So now that we diagnosed that it was 5 and 6, we're going to jack it back up a little bit, and we are going to take off the pan and see what is down there, because you got to remember when something like this happens, you know, all these parts that are at the top of the engine, you know, right under these valve covers, they end up at the bottom of the engine, and that's where, like I said, the dents and the pans and all that comes into play. Well, we got it off, folks. Not good. We were struggling to get that pan off. Here's a couple of the other parts that were in it that we took out. Those were the missing rods that we mentioned just a couple minutes ago. Really, really unfortunate. So you guys saw the rods there, those were sitting in the pan. The cam is in multiple different pieces, and my dad and I were no engine building experts, but it does not take an expert to look at this thing and realize that it got pretty messed up and probably had a pretty rough ending as it abruptly shut off on Carly as she entered turn 1 at the Cottage Grove Speedway. Fortunate enough, she was able to kind of spin the car out so she didn't do any damage to the chassis, but just not the way we wanted to end the weekend. And now as we look at it, and as we further kind of go through everything, we're now in the process of seeing, what can be salvaged on it and what can't. So the whole deal is just unfortunate. We still have, quite a few questions on just why things went south, why it only made it as many laps as it did. And as we kind of figure out the whole situation, I will keep you guys updated, but I'm glad that we were able to sit in the shop there for about 30 minutes and kind of go through it, see what the problem was, check out all the parts in the pan. It's just nuts. But anyway, it's about time for me to get to work. It's about 1 in the afternoon. It's extremely hot here in Southern Oregon. And as we always like to say, I'm living the dream. Let's get to work. Well, the week has absolutely flown by. Fast forward to now Friday afternoon, right before this video is getting posted. I wanted to give you guys a quick update on Carly's engine. So it has left the Tanner Holmes Racing Shop and it's back with the builder. They are going to be looking into it, and as soon as I have updates, I'm going to try to let you guys know here on the YouTube channel. But we are racing this weekend. Unfortunately, it's only going to be me. Originally, we were going to be making the trip to the Cottage Grove Speedway, but now we're actually going to stick local and we're going to be racing at the Southern Oregon Speedway in White City. It's literally 25 minutes from the house. It's going to be a limited sprint race versus Cottage Grove is running 360s this Saturday, and we really wanted to support Cottage Grove because 360s are not in the greatest spot in the Pacific Northwest. But we have a lot coming up these next 2 weeks, and we're going to get into that in the next video. We have some big news which really contributed to why we wanted to stay local, so you guys will hear that in just a day or two. But like I said, we do not have the opportunity to race local too often. The Southern Oregon Speedway, 25 minutes from my house, and they have not had a sprint car race in over 500 days. The pandemic really heavily affected the racetrack. They just opened for their opening night last Saturday, and this will be the first time sprint cars are back on track since 2019. So we're hoping to go there and really contend for a win. Another bonus to it is they have phenomenal payouts for this opening night. It's $1,250 to win the A feature for a limited sprint race. That is probably the best paying weekly show I've ever been to for a limited. ISCS is $1,000 to win, $200 to start, so $1,250, an extra $250. That's going to be up for grabs, and we're going to be shooting for it. A little twist though for this weekend, I'm going to be competing in the 22C. We have some of the body panels from my car because a ton of the sponsors are going to be out here at the local track. Another reason we wanted to run here because we're not going to have this chance many times throughout 2021. So we have Carly's car. We would have liked to run both of us, but because Carly's engine let go, in that heat race at Cottage Grove, we're now back to one limited. We're hoping to get it fixed as soon as possible, but I'm going to be racing this Saturday night. So if you're in the Medford or whole Southern Oregon area, you need to come out. This is going to be a big crowd and a big field of sprint cars. So that's just the latest update. We have been working non-stop since Tuesday, all in the garage for hours and hours each day. So like I said, part of that is because of our schedule change coming up in the big news that will be headed your way in the next 48 hours. But to recap this video, you kind of saw our process getting started this week, washing the cars. It is a lot more work when you have two cars versus just one, and then also we kind of took a second there to spend some time in the shop and go through Carly's engine to see initially what went wrong. So I guess in a way you could say that gave us a little bit of comfort. It was just one of the rods, and that went down into the pan, and that also destroyed the cam because that was in pieces. So now we're kind of at the stage where we're gonna see what is salvageable and what is junk, and then just try to move forward from there and make the best decision possible. But anyway, a lot of content's gonna be coming your way. We're going to the Southern Oregon Speedway in just 24 hours from when this is gonna be uploaded. I'm so excited to see our local family, friends, and all the fans that's gonna be in the grandstands, because last weekend it was absolutely sold out. So we'll see you guys all there with that video and all the content coming your way to start the summer of 2021. See you guys all in the next one. Deuces.